collection of words could be more expressive. They're meaningful than thanks.
There's Henry. He's going. He's in the 30. UCLA wins the national championship.
Bravely we have given all, for who can ask more of a man than giving all within his span?
They're alone atop the mountain. The Bruins are national champions.
UCLA, it's so loud, I don't know if they can hear the signals being called down there.
Davis with the ball, still has it. Gonna throw it way deep.
He's going for it all. He's got a man.
It's caught. He breaks the tackle. He gets down to the 24-yard line. How about that?
No penalty. What a great throw.
You know, we get off the bus and we get to the stadium, and you can tell the fans who normally here in California, they show up right before the game. They were there an hour and a half before kickoff.
The start of another college football season, home season that is, for BYU, and many, many other people would like to be to this football game. Getting tickets this week was a real adventure in itself.
And coming off a national championship season, you know, you're fired up about your football team, and they also had Robbie Bosco, who's a Heisman Trophy candidate, a guy that can, you know, complete passes in his sleep. So we get off and, you know, we're going to think, you know, it's going to be Provo, they're going to be nice to us, and they're not. I mean, they're loud, they're screaming at us, and immediately we know we're in a hostile environment.
Robbie Bosco, quarterback, wants the crowd to quiet down a little bit.
Going into that football game, I was actually the backup quarterback, and I competed with David Norrie, who was a senior all year. And I was hoping to get the start, but I didn't.
David Norrie, he and Matt Stevens were in a dead heat for quarterback coming into this fall, and he finally won the starting nod.
And right from the get-go in the first quarter, we made a couple of mistakes, and their defense, they had some guys that could really play, and they were stuffing the run, and we were being forced into some third and long and some throwing situations, and David wasn't having a good day. And, you know, knowing I was going to be the backup and seeing what was going on defense, I felt real confident I can get in, and I was itching to get in because I saw some holes in their defense where if I had a chance, I knew I could exploit it.
Bosco tried to bull his way in. He made it! Robbie Bosco got it over the goal line. Oh, how about that? I thought they'd stopped him.
It looked like they'd stopped him, Jay. He really took a hit after he made his initial surge forward.
I don't know, the inexperience of UCLA, the last drive, 2:54 to go, 2 timeouts. It would take a tremendous, tremendous effort by Matt Stevens and his offense to get the job done here.
And I knew BYU, they were running this 3-deep defense, and they had a free safety right in the middle. And we had some pretty fast guys on that football team. One of them was Mike Sherrard, who literally probably ran a 4.344. And we were going to run a deep post, and I knew I was going to hit Mike Sherrard. The biggest thing about throwing to Mike is underthrowing him. He's so fast. Even though you can get back as fast as possible and release it, and I could throw the ball pretty far, you got to really throw it far for Mike. And he took off, and I knew he beat his man, and that safety didn't get back fast enough. And sure enough, I hucked it as far as I can and just prayed it was far enough, and Mike caught it right on the 5-yard line. And that really changed the whole game. Because all of a sudden BYU, who was stuffing the run and crowding the line of scrimmage, they knew all of a sudden, hey, Stevens is going to take the ball deep. What it also did, it gave our offense and pretty much our team a spark. Once we got down to the 5, we handed the ball off, we got in for a score, all of a sudden we're back in the game.
UCLA came roaring back.
Jay, like I said, 1 minute 2 is plenty of time for the BYU offense.
Robbie back to throw. They pressure him. Here's the pass downfield, and it'll be intercepted. He threw it up for grabs in a way, and it was intercepted. And so UCLA about wraps it up.
Well,
you know, for me, once I hit that pass, it just gave me a lot of confidence that you know what, you know, Stevens, you can get this done. We can win this football game, and that was my primary focus. I had played as a sophomore. You know, I had already had some game experience, but this was all about winning. I mean, you're playing the reigning national champions, and we want to get this game. It's a season opener. It really changed the momentum of this game. And what it did for us, you know, we ended up beating BYU of course, but it proved that we could go into an opposing team stadium with a bunch of crazy nuts, and we could come back and win a football game.
Well, that should run it up. In fact, you can make a good bet there won't be an undefeated team this year.
No, no.
There goes the time, and the Bruins from UCLA have snapped the Cougars' 25-game winning streak by beating BYU by a score of 27-24.
I think the player of the game has to be Matt Stevens. He came in the second half, made the total difference for the UCLA offense. Player of the game in my book, no problem.
That is probably my most memorable moment.